So let's take a look at the plans for our wine rack. We can see here in the front we've got our isometric view showing us what this is going to look like even with the wine installed. And they've gone ahead and given us the idea of what's going to look like stained about a walnut color or left natural. Either one works. Interestingly enough, this natural one here, it looks like they've darkened the top and the bottom. It's made of 4 pieces, at least for the frame, but then you've got all these dowels going through. Now the tricky part of assembling this is going to be lining up all those dowels so that they'll go together. Looks like we're using some pocket screws on the bottom and the top, and then we're doweling after the pocket screws to try and hide the holes there, okay? So our overall dimensions are 23 inches high and 18 inches wide. It looks like we're just doing a regular corner joint here. We're with the side pieces overlapping the top and bottom piece. Now that makes sense because that's going to hide the end grain the best. If we did say the top piece overhanging here, that would be pretty obvious. Doing it this way, it's less likely somebody will be looking down on it from above and see the end grain. It's 5.5 inches deep. And here they've given us the dimensions for the location of our dowel rods, along with the spacing between them. Now, that spacing is kind of important, otherwise we get too wide, those wine bottles are going to fall through. And we see that the diameter of the holes is 1/2 inch, but they're not going to go all the way through. That's important. We're going to want to make sure that we control how far we drill into our wood when we make the holes there for those dowel rods. Looking at the material list, we see we've got 2 pieces that are 15 inches by 5.5 inches wide by 1.5 inch thick. That's for the top and bottom. And then 2 more pieces that are 23 inches long by 5.5 by 1.5. That's for the sides. Now that works out to less than 1 8-foot long 2x6, right? A 6-inch board is 5.5 inches wide. The 2 is 1.5 inches wide. But here's the thing, okay? When we're talking about 2x6s, we're talking about construction grade lumber, which means we're not talking high grade lumber. So unless we want those knot holes to be really visible, we're probably going to have to buy more lumber and cut out the best pieces of it. All right? In addition to that, we need 6 pieces of dowel rod, 16.5 inches long, or we could say 3 dowel rods, which we're going to cut down. And of course, we need the pocket hole screws. And they're saying to use 2 keyhole hangers. It showed that back here, not on that page. As being attached to it looks like the back side of the verticals for hanging on the wall. So let's go ahead and start cutting up our material.